Hey viewers, welcome back. The other day I had someone to ask me about how difficult it would be to make a Y branch connector. This is a Y branch connector. It's 12 inch coming in and a 10 inch and a 10 inch going out by 6 inches. Let's find out together. Stay tuned. Okay, once you figure out what size you're needing your Y connector to be, add up those numbers, cut your piece of metal that's going to accommodate that size, at your 1 inch working lines. We're going to have a 4 inch throat on this radius. So we're going to lay out 4 inches. Put our mark in right there. I'm going to back it up 1/4 inch and add a mark there. For those of you that are not on standard system and are on the metric system, it's just numbers. So because I'm using fractions, you know what the numbers are that you need in order to make your machinery produce what it is you want. It's just numbers. Come to this end, give it 4 inches here, back it up 1/4 inch, there, move in 4 inches here, back it up 1/4 inch, over here, 4 inches on your working line. Put your mark in, back that up 1/4 inch. Get your mark put in there. Now you've done got your throat for both sides of your Y connection. Come in here and let's get our pivot points punched in here. Grab our dividers. Get it set on your mark. Doesn't matter whether you start with the actual ending of your, whether you use the flange or the fitting mark first, it doesn't matter. So start there on our flange, come down, got a mark. Alright, and then you move over here, grab it here, same thing. Lay out your mark. Over here, this is going to be your finished fitting piece here. Okay, now you got your radius, your 4-inch radius on your throat. Done. Now you got to do your heel. So we got a 12-inch supply, and we're going to divide our airflow off to equal sides. Each side is going to be 10 inches. So we're going to make our mark 10 inches from here. That's what we want our opening to be. So mark in, add a 1/4 inch. Same thing over here. 10 inch from my mark, 10 inch. Put a mark in, add a 1/4 inch in there. There. Put a mark in. There we go. Oh yeah, it's coming together now. Alright, get that one in your pivot point. Always got to make sure this thing don't move in on you. Dividers are pretty tricky about that. You'll tighten them down on the mark, and as soon as you lift them up, they'll come off about 1/8 of an inch or so. Kind of aggravating sometimes, but you'll get it eventually. Okay, so we're going to come down. We're not going to come all the way to the bottom because we're going to an intersection point here. So there's our intersection point. Alright, let's go up here and grab the other one. So our flange that goes down into our Pittsburgh fitting. Alright. Now all we have to do is cut it out. Change to a pair of snips that cuts to the right now. Now you gotta punch the center snip. I use a snip to get down in there. And if I need to make it a little wider, I use my aviation snips. Cut your little notch just like that. Have it just a little bit wider than that, so we'll just cut back a little. Cut back a little. Here we are. Got to go ahead and put a cross break in here now and do our notches. Go ahead and get our notches in now. For your V-notch, you got to use your hand seamers to fold that over. Okay, I got both pieces made. Went ahead and cut it out. Got them cross broke. Got our flange rolled in there. Went ahead and measured my throat, both throats, my heel, and I did that using this little pee-wee measuring tape. And I already went ahead and got those measurements and laid out the metal and cut the corners on those, and we're just ready to run it through the machinery to give us our Vicksburg seam and through our roller to give us our radius. So let's move over there to that equipment and get started. Our first piece. Heel side all done. If you give me a minute to clean up all this stuff and snip out all that, we'll be ready to go over and put our rolled radius in it. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Well, I made it back. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it. Now our Vicksburg seams we got to roll these backwards, so they have to be down in order to get our throats. In doing a short radius stroke, have to go a little bit more with it. Alright, now we got our heel, so these seams, these Pittsburgh seams are going to be up, so we can get that correct radius we're needing. So here we go. Alright, we get our piece of metal and we slip it in our pleat bender. We roll that edge up. We mash it down a little bit, which gives us our cleat. And that's what we run our, guess I better pay attention to what I'm doing. That's what we run our drives through to join the ducts pieces together. No harm done, come out just right. So now, now we made our height 6 inches, which means when I formed this sheet metal, I had to fabricate it or cut it 8 inches in height because our Pittsburgh takes up 1 inch. So after losing 2 inches, that gives us our 6-inch height. Now just gotta fold it on the back. All right. Get our piece in there. Might straighten out a little bit. We may have to bend and fabricate a little bit more again, but that's why it's called tin knocking, because you're a tin knocker. All right. Fold it like that. Work your radius in there, and then before you know it, you got a Y branch fitting. Okay, I got the heel and the throat on one side of the Y joint. It's gonna look like that when it's finished. And we got to put this other piece in and get all 3 pieces all lined up at one time. Hold your breath and hit it with a hammer, and it should come out right, no problems. Let's get started. just as requested, a Y branch rectangle connector with equal opening ends. So we got a 12 by 6 reducing down to a 10 by 6 and a 10 by 6. Y. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just remember, if I can do it, you can do it. See you next time.